Welcome back, duelists, to Duel Hub. In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys my TENYI deck profile. I'll get right into it. Starting things off, running 3 TENYI Spirit Ashuna. All of the TENYI monsters are similar, as in if you control no effect monsters, you can special summon them from your hand. And then they all have secondary effects that trigger off if you control a face-up non-effect monster. So Ashuna will let you special summon one TENYI monster from your deck except Ashuna. And you can only use their secondary effects once per turn. Or each effect of the TENYI Spirit once per turn. So Ashuna, it's your special summon. Extra TENYI monster. Next we run 3 Vishuddha. His secondary effect will allow you to compulse a card your opponent controls to the hand. And that's any card, so you can compulse back row as well. That's really good. Next up, I'm running 3 TENYI Spirit Adhara. Adhara will let you get some recursion going. You can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, then target one of your banished worms and add it to your hand. So really good when you're starting to thin out your resources, or you got something that's banished that you need right now. Next I run 3 TENYI Spirit Nahata. And when an attack is declared involving your face-up non-effect monster and an opponent's face-up monster, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. That opponent's monster loses 1500 attack until the end of this turn. 3 Nahata. And then I run 3 TENYI Spirit Shithana. Probably my favorite TENYI Spirit. If a face-up non-effect monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, then target one of those destroyed monsters, special summon it. Then you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. And that's non-targeting destruction. So, Sithana, really good. Also water attribute, which will come up later. TENYI Spirit Mapura. This guy, if a card or effect targets a face-up non-effect monster you control, you can quick effect, banish this card from your hand or graveyard, negate the activation, and destroy that card. So let's run 2 Mapura. 2 Mermere. Absolutely have to run Mermere in this deck. I definitely suggest running at least 2 of these guys. Mermere, very good. And then last of my monsters, 3 DD Crow. I like DD Crow, but you can switch this out for any hand trap that you feel necessary. Okay, that'll do it for the monsters. And continue on with our spell cards. Starting things off with 3 Vessel for the Dragon Cycle. You can send 1 more monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can add from your deck to your hand 1 TENYI monster with a different name from the monster sent to the graveyard. So I'll help you get things going. Very good card. 2 Flawless Perfection of the TENYI. All non-effect monsters in the field are unaffected by monster effects once per turn. If your opponent special summons an effect monster while you control a face-down monster or a non-effect monster, you can draw 2 cards. A field spell, and then I run 1 Terraforming to draw it out. Next up, for my spice, I run 3 Quiet Life. Activate this card at the start of your main phase 1. If you control no monsters. If any player normal summons or sets a monster, that player cannot special summon that turn. If any player special summons a monster, that player cannot normal summon or set that turn. So Quiet Life is very good in this deck, but you could easily switch it out for 3 Vanity's Fiends, or the new card that came out for the Tenyis, the Hollow Giants. So you could switch those guys out with the Quiet Life if you like. What I like to do is run Quiet Life first, and then if I get the dub, then he'll be siding in some back row removal, so you could slide in your Vanity's Fiend and plug out your Quiet Life, so catch him off guard like that. But moving on along, we got 3 Called by the Graves. Pretty straightforward. Pretty mandatory. 1 Foolish Burial. And 1 Monster Reborn. And that'll round out our spell cards that we run. Next up, for the traps, I'm only running a few. 3 Fist of the Unrivaled Tenyi. When a spell or trap or monster effect is activated while you control a face-up non-effect monster, negate the activation. And if this set card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 non-effect monster from your extra deck. So, very good. Card's really good. And the last round out the main deck is 2 Waterfall of Dragon Souls. Activate one of these effects, add 1 worm monster from your deck to your hand, send any number of worm monsters from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, draw cards equal to the number of monsters you sent to the graveyard, +1. So, very good card. And that'll round out our main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, we're running 3 Monk of the Tenyi. One of your main boys. Help you get your stuff going. And then I run 3 Shaman of the Tenyi. It's pretty much your main playmaker right here. This will really help you be able to pop off. This card's amazing. Definitely have to run this at 3. I don't see why you wouldn't. 1 Draco Masters of the Tenyi. Link 3. This card's really good as well. And 2 Berserker of the Tenyi. And I run 2 of the new Link 4 Tenyi Spirit Saharasara. So this guy's good. 2 of these guys. And instead of running the 3rd Link 4, I plugged in this 5-headed Link Dragon. This card's really good. And it's easy to bring out because you got your tokens with your Mirror. This card can really catch your opponent off guard. This card's clutch. Okay, so for the Link monsters, and I run Synchro monsters, I'm running 1 Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. This card's really good. 1 Frame Lord Omega. Help you with some of your recursion. You can get some of your banished cards back. Got this just for emergencies if you need to go into it. And the last card of the extra deck, Spice Tech, is Adamancipator Risen Dragite. and we're mostly focusing on his secondary effect. When your opponent activates a spell, trap, or effect while a water monster is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. You can only use this effect of Adamancer Pazer Risen Dragite once per turn, so it's pretty much an on-board Omni Negate as long as you have a water monster in your graveyard, which you should with your Sithana and your Mirror. So this card's amazing. So this is like a budget option for your Borrow Load Savage Dragon, and it's not restricted to tokens, the Borrow tokens. So this card's really good. And that'll do it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not. Definitely help out the channel. And until the next one, this is Duel Hub signing off.